They think terror will work against us because they think we love life so much that we're not willing to sacrifice for anything anymore. You know what tape was played over and over and over and over again on media in the Middle East? The tape of the 2 Fox News reporters submitting to Islam. They see them as us, who are willing to say or do anything if you just leave us alone. Let us have our life. Let us have our stuff. Leave us alone, and we'll do whatever you want us to do. That's how they see all of us. That's why they think they will win, as long as every single day they continue to kill people. They continue to terrorize us. Why don't they kill 3,000 people at once? They could. They kill 3,000 people over the course of several months or several years. Why don't they just do it all at once? Because that's not their objective. The objective isn't to kill a lot of people at once. It's to kill somebody every day. So you have to open up the papers and read it every day. So you have to turn on the television and see it every day. And as a result of that, you will finally say, okay, I just can't deal with this thing. We need to get out. Well, here's the foundational question. Do you believe if we leave them alone, they'll leave us alone? No. They will not. You know why? Because they say they will. There are 3 things we need to understand. Number 1, they have an ideology. An ideology, not terror. We're not fighting a war on terror. I would plead with every single one of you to get that lexicon out of your vocabulary. Get it out. We are not in a war on terror. We are in a war against radical Islamic fascism. That's the enemy, not terrorists. Terror is a tactic. Blitzkrieg was a tactic during World War II, but we were not at war against Blitzkrieg. We were at war against an ideology. An ideology that had an objective. Islamic fascism has an objective. They want to destroy the West, and they wanted to submit to Islam. That's their objective. Their radical, perverted view of Islam. In particular, we need to be concerned about Iran. Mahmoud Ahmadinejad is a Messianic Shia. He believes in the return of the 12th Imam. The 12th Imam was born in 874 and disappeared when he was 5 years of age. He's a direct descendant of Muhammad. He disappeared and never appeared again. Well, since the Shia believe that the Messiah will be a direct descendant of Muhammad, there is no more descendants except him. And they believe that he is in hiding, that he did not die, but that he is in hiding and will return. When? At Armageddon. At the end of times, on a white horse, he will ride, and he will provide the impetus for the final victory of Islam over the West. That's what they believe. Most Shia believe that. Here's the difference with Ahmadinejad and the ruling mullahs of Iran. They believe that it is their obligation to bring about the end of time. They believe it is their religious duty to cause mass chaos, mass destruction, to bring the Mahdi, the 12th Imam, back. This is who our enemy is. This is what they believe in. And we need to understand, this is not George Bush's war. This is not some game cooked up at the Pentagon. These people have been attacking us since 1979. In Beirut, in Kenya, in Tanzania, at the USS Cole, at the World Trade Center twice. They are not going away. We just didn't recognize the threat. We better recognize this threat. Because they have a tactic, as I said, the second thing, they have a tactic that works against us. It's called terror. And it works. Because, as Al-Qaeda said when they bombed Madrid, that caused the Spaniards to withdraw, we will defeat you because you love life, we love death. And they are willing to die. No, they're not willing to die. They want to die. They don't see death as a tragic consequence of war. They see it as the objective of war. Victory does not mean defeating. It means killing. killing as many as possible. And finally, we have to understand that there is a short timeline here. The reason why we've seen this resurgence since the mid-1970s, why haven't we seen this radical form of Islam in hundreds of years? It's a three-letter word. Oil. Oh yeah, this is a fight for oil, some on the left would say. No, it isn't. It's a fight because of oil. It's a fight because they have the resources now to project the power to acquire the technology that they on their own cannot create. To acquire, as Iran has committed to do, acquire nuclear weapons. And these are people who don't want nuclear weapons to prevent us from attacking them. These are people who want nuclear weapons because it is their objective to cause mass destruction. It is their religious objective. This is the enemy. And they understand something that I think we all understand all too well. They're not going to have oil forever. This is an opportunity, a window of opportunity that is not a big one in terms of history. It's a decade or two or three. I've said it many times, we are in the late 1930s. In the late 1930s, you go back and read the debates, and people who warned of the coming storm were considered to be alarmists. Politicians trying to scare people for votes. So many papers have written in Pennsylvania. I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm trying to tell the people of my state exactly what I see. You may agree with it, you may disagree with it. But this is what I see. And I would be less of a senator, less of a citizen, less of a father, if I didn't tell you the threat that I see on the horizon. Like it or not, this race is going to be decided in that framework. The people of America are going to look at this race on November 8th and say, did someone who saw the threat win in a state like Pennsylvania, or did they lose? And that will send a message. It'll send a message to other senators, it'll send a message to other House members, and it'll send a message to the world. A lot's at stake. We are the biggest Senate race in the country. A lot's at stake politically, and I would argue more at stake for the future of our country. I believe we will confront this enemy. I believe we have a president and we have enough leaders in this country who will confront this enemy before this enemy becomes our worst nightmare. Our worst nightmare ever in this world. We will confront them. But I will tell you, I believe a step in that process of confrontation is what happens over the next 7 weeks in Pennsylvania. I need your help. We need to send a message, folks. We need to send a message. Go out and work hard. Go out and work on this campaign as if it really mattered, because it really does. Thank you. God bless you.